top 5 theater audition mistakes that I have seen people make time and time again. That doesn't include forgetting your lines. We're not worried about that one. Hi, I'm Emery. I'm a theater educator and director and choreographer, actor, enthusiast, all of the things. And I've run many auditions for different levels of shows from community theater to middle and high school. These are 5 of the most common and easily correctable mistakes that I've seen in my time as a director. So let's jump into it. Mistake number 1, not arriving early for your audition time. If you show up late for your audition, this is your interview. This is showing us who you are and your level of professionalism. If you show up late, that tells me you're going to be late for rehearsals and you're going to be late for call time. You might be late for showtime. It automatically gives me less trust in you. Now, obviously, life happens and things can make us late that we have no control over. But if you can, schedule to arrive 15 to 20 minutes early, which seems extreme, but at least you're there and you've got a buffer for life to happen around you. Showing up and showing me you're professional, and I don't mean being a professional as in you are a paid actor. I'm giving this advice more to folks in amateur theater. But despite being amateur theater, we still want to present ourselves as professionals. We're not scraping bottom of the barrel. We are going to present ourselves as trustworthy, hardworking people in our auditions, and that means showing up on time. So mistake number 1, don't be late. Mistake number 2, coming ill-prepared for the audition. So when you see the audition posting or the call out, there's usually going to be some criteria of what you need to prepare. I can't tell you the amount of times that I've asked someone to prepare a part of a song, and they've come in and be like, hang on, I'm just gonna scroll through my phone and pick something really quick here. Obviously having not prepared whatsoever on their song. Or if I've asked folks to memorize a monologue before they've come in, and then they hold their sheet and aren't off book from it. That shows me that you have not taken the time to leave me a good first impression as a director, to show me that you are willing to work hard on my show. And now again, it's the trust factor. How do I trust you to come to off-book date and know all your lines? How do I trust you to go home and practice the choreography from the musical theater numbers? I don't, because you've shown me you can't even prepare for the interview phase of this. So if you're coming to an audition ill-prepared with what content the director has asked for, mistake number 2. Mistake number 3, having a lack of confidence. Now, I say this with a grain of salt because I understand that auditions are utterly terrifying. And that goes through any age range and any experience level. There's always going to be butterflies in the belly and a racing heart because you care about this stuff. There's something at stake here. There's a role you really want. There's a group you really want to be involved in. There's big feelings, and that comes with big energy. You need to channel it. You need to not be sitting at your audition, shaking and bouncing up and down on your heels because you're so nervous, or like playing with your fingernails in front of you the whole time, just like in a super guarded, like, oh, I've got my walls up, shields up. Okay, that shows us that you're scared and worried and not confident. And while you may feel all those things, this is where the fake it till you make it rule comes in. You have to come in and pretend to be the most confident, cool, and collected person, not rude and aloof. Notice that I didn't say that. I'm talking self-confidence, that I've got this, I have prepared, I arrived early so I'm not feeling rushed, and I have confidence in my ability to do this thing. So ground yourself, take some deep breaths, and when you finish your audition, say thank you instead of that's it, or I'm sorry, something that immediately dismisses the great work you've done. Because stepping up and even auditioning is great work. That takes incredible braveness and boldness for anyone to do that, to put yourself out there like that. So have the confidence to know that you are great and that you are incredibly brave for just even doing this thing. Stand with confidence, speak with confidence, sing with confidence. Fake it till you make it. Show us that you can do that. Because that tells me I can put you on stage in front of 400 or 600 people and that you will feel nerves but will fake it till you make it, or can overcome those nerves and be a confident performer, and aren't going to be doing those things that I see you doing in the audition space, the shaking and the playing and the fidgeting and all of that. I'm worried that if I put you on the stage, all of those nervous tics will come back. So you have to show me that you can feel those nerves and then dismiss them and rock it out anyways. So mistake number 3, not presenting your audition with confidence. Audition mistake number 4, not connecting with the material. So this is where the acting skills come in. You want to make sure you're going through your actor steps. Now, if you've gotten a chance to prepare the scenes ahead of time, that's great, but this might be something you have to do very quick on the spot if you're doing a cold read. Read it through once, figure out what your character wants. You need an objective. Figure out how you're going to play it to get it, and then layer those techniques into your acting. You don't want to give a monotone or a non-connected read. You want to make sure that you are showing that you can act, which means acting with intention, which means you need to know your intention. So whether you're bringing a piece in or doing a cold read, know what your character wants and how they're going to get it. Then you want to avoid the mistake of overacting, proving. I have to prove to the director that I'm a great actor. No, we want to see grounded, realistic performances and authentic acting, not layered on top fancifulness because we are actors. And on the flip side, make sure you're not too small. This kind of goes back to the last tip of being confident. But if you're doing your whole scene or read like in this voice and really quieting down here because you don't want to be any bigger, that's a concern for a director as well, because you are taking the material and not driving as the character. You are letting your own inhibitions get in the way of developing a character and showing your ability. And then another layer that you can do on top of all this, so you've got your intention, you know what your character wants, you are driving with that, make sure you're connecting with whoever the reader is. Make sure you're engaging with them, and if they make an offer in the way they say a line, pick up on it, play with it. The whole point of an audition is showing that you can act. So show them that you can act, and it's going to get you so much farther in the end. And audition mistake number 5, not being directable. So you have prepped for weeks. You've got your monologue absolutely perfect. You know beat for beat what you're going to say, what your character's feeling, what your character's wanting. And then the director comes in. You perform it once. The director says, great. Now, can we try it like this? And gives you a direction. The mistake I see most actors making is sticking right to what they had prepared. They're so ingrained in what they have worked on that they cannot shift out of it to play with the director's guidance. And what that's showing the director is that you're going to go home and work on your script and bring in great script work. Awesome. But when you're in the rehearsal space and they're offering direction and suggestion and guidance, you're not going to be able to follow it. You're not going to take their direction. It's no longer going to be any of their vision within your acting work. And that's a big red flag for directors. And sometimes directors will throw like crazy direction in there just to see if you'll follow it, just to see if you'll push back and be like, no, that's not what my character would do. I know because I prepped this monologue, and they would not do it with the intention of making someone fall in love with them or whatever the direction was. If you push back against direction in the audition, that tells the director something, and it is not something you want the director to be told. So play with them. Let them guide you. That is their job. And they are seeing if they can do it with you as an actor. That's a very good thing that they're testing that. It means they like what you've done so far and are going to see if you can take a shift. Take it. Play with it. They give you a new objective. You're like, yes, and let's go. And you play. That's what's going to ace you in audition. So 5 mistakes not to make at your next audition. Now that you're aware of them, hopefully you can try to avoid them. If you found this interesting or helpful, please click the like and subscribe button. It helps out my channel immensely. I share theater tips every week, and I would love to have you as part of the community. See you next week. Bye.